Okay, so for lesson 5, meron tayong magiging 3 parts lecture video. So, module 5 natin is about traversing and traverse computation. So, dito sa part 1 natin, madidiscuss natin yung compass survey, methods of traversing and traverse computation. Sa part 2 ng lecture video natin, traverse adjustment. Then sa part 3, area computation, which is lahat ng nabanggit natin is part ng module 5 natin, which is traversing and traverse computation. Okay, so learning outcomes at the end of module 5, you should have achieved the following. First, compute for the latitude and departures of each course and balance these quantities by employing compass rule and transit rule. Okay, so determine the total closure in latitude and departure. And last, determine the area of the given traverse using double parallel distance and double meridian distance method. So, yung nabanggit na DPD saka DMD method is part ng part 3 natin, which is area computation. Okay. So, compass survey. So, the method of compass surveying is one of the most basic and widely practiced method of determining relative location of points where a high degree of precision is not required. Such surveys, which employ a magnetic compass, are performed by traversing. So, sa traversing natin is gumagamit tayo ng compass survey. So, to better understand compass surveys, the following commonly used terms are defined. Okay, so first, may term tayo na ginagamit na traverse. So, a traverse is a series of line connecting successive points whose lengths and direction have been determined from field measurements. So, ayan. So, ito yung types ng compass survey natin or ng traverse. So, yung, ayan, traverse. So, yung traverse natin ito, saka ito, which yung, meron tayong given lines or measurement ng line and direction ng lines natin. So, traverse yun. Pwede siyang open compass traverse or close compass traverse. So, mamaya yun. Okay, so, 2. Traversing. The process of measuring the lengths and direction of lines of a traverse for the purpose of locating the position of a certain points. So, yung traverse natin is yung given na yung connected lines, yung points nila is given na and given na yung length and direction. So, yung traversing is yung process ng pagkuha ng mga yon. So, traverse station. Any temporary or permanent points of reference over which the instrument is set up. It is usually marked by a peg or a hub driven flush with the ground and identified by consecutive letters or numbers as the survey progress. Traverse stations are sometimes called angle points because an angle is usually measured at such station. So, ito yon. Yung mga points na yan, A, B, C, D, E. So, pwedeng letter, pwedeng number, pwedeng 1, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. So, sabi, usually angle points siya kasi yun nga, may angles dun sa mga points na yan. So, tulad din ito, may angles dun sa points na yun. So, dun nakukuha yung direction. Okay. So, number 4, traverse lines are lines connecting traverse stations. So, whose lengths and directions are determined. So, ito yun, traverse line. Okay, so the field work involved in most compass surveys is generally divided into two operations. The measurement of angles at traverse station and the measurement of lengths. So sa traverse natin or traverse computation, ang pinaka basic operation dun is yung measure ng angle sa kanong measurement ng lengths natin. So traverse lines, angular relationship between traverse lines are usually established by deflection angles. So, alam niyo naman na yung meaning ng deflection angle dun sa past topic natin. So, angles to the right, interior angle, and by bearing and azimuth. Alam niyo na rin yung mga yan, paano kunin. So, the angles measured at traverse station provide an expression of the difference in direction of traverse lines. Okay, so banggit natin kanina, meron tayong two types of compass survey. So, meron tayong open compass traverse. Okay, so an open compass traverse consists of series of lines of known lengths and magnetic bearing which are continuous but do not return to the starting point or close upon a point of known position. So, ibig sabihin yung last point natin is hindi babalik dun sa first or starting point natin. So, open lang yung com open compass traverse siya. So, yung close compass traverse natin is close siya. So, babalik yung last point natin is babalik din sa starting point natin. So, yun din yun. Then, an excellent advantage of a closed traverse over an open traverse is the available check on angular measurements. The sum of interior angles of a closed traverse is exactly equal to n minus 2 times 180, when n is the number of sides of the traverse. So sabi dito, mas maganda or mas madaling ma-check or makorek yung mga errors dito sa closed traverse kaysa sa open. Kasi malalaman natin kung hindi nag-close to, may onting error lang dito sa may endpoint. So, para makuha natin yun, i-adjust natin yung mga angles and measurements ng length natin. So, para ma-adjust natin yun, yun na yung mga topic natin. So, sa methods of traversing. So, in traversing, the methods used in observing angles or direction of lines vary and include first, pwedeng given yung interior angle, pwedeng given din yung angles to the right, deflection angle, and azimuth. So, the length of each line, each traverse line, also called a course. So, sa mga problems usually yung tinatanong, determine the length of the course AB. So, kung sinabing ganun, ibig sabihin ang hinahanap nun is just traverse line AB. Okay, so, traverse line must be observed, and this is usually done by the simplest and most economical method compatible of satisfying the required precision of a given project. Okay, so meron tayong angular misclosure. So, yung hindi na-close yung angles natin. So, the angular misclosure of an interior traverse is the interior angle traverse is the difference between the sum of the observed angle and the geometrically correct total of the polygon. So, the sum of the interior angles of a closed polygon should be is equal to summation of interior angle is equal to quantity n minus 2 times 180 degree. Okay, so where n is the number of sides or angles in the polygon, then misclosure results from the accumulation of random errors in the angle observation. So may mga errors na nakuha doon. Okay, so example tayo dito sa angle misclosure. Question is, what is the angular misclosure of a five-sided polygon traverse whose observed angles of 83 degrees 7 minutes 23 seconds, 105 degree 23 minutes 1 second, 124 degree 56 minutes 48 seconds, 111 degree 51 minutes 31 seconds, and 114 degree 41 minutes and 27 seconds. So, meron tayong given na polygon, which is pentagon kasi 5 side. So, meron tayong given n na 5. So, kunin natin yung summation of interior angle observe. So, ito yung muna yung summation ng mga angles na to. So, meron tayong, ipag-add nyo to. Pag-add nyo yung mga angles na yan. So, ilan ang total? Compute. Compute nyo. So, summation of interior angle. So, is equal to, pag pinagsum nyo lahat yan, yan yung observed sum. So, meron tayong 539 degree, 59 minutes, and 18 seconds. Ito yung observed sum. Observed sum. Okay, so kunin natin yung summation of interior angle, pero yung sa five-sided polygon talaga. So, yung correct or geometric sum. So, meron tayong n minus 2 times 180 degree. So, n natin is 5. So, 5 minus 2 is equal to 180 degree. So, ilan to? Meron tayong 540 degree. Ito yung geometric sum. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung sum nito, hindi 450. So, ibig sabihin may error. Kaya hindi nag-close yung uh, close traverse natin. So, hindi siya nag-close. Okay, so para makuha natin yon, yung angle of misclosure natin, angle misclosure, may angle is equal to yung observed sum minus yung geometric sum. So, may observed sum tayo na 539 degree, 59 minutes and 18 seconds minus 540 degree. So, meron tayong angle misclosure na compute negative 0 degree, 0 minutes, 42 seconds. So, meron tayong 42 seconds na misclosure. Okay, so to balance the observed interior angles, kailangan natin kunin yung correction. So, tulad din to ng topic natin dun sa correction. So, para makuha yung correction, meron tayong negative 0 degree, 0 minutes, 42 seconds. Divide natin siya kung ilang sides yon, 5. So, meron tayong negative 0 degree, 0 minutes, and 8.4 seconds. Ito yung correction to be added to each interior angle. Okay. And so, may correction tayo na. So, sulat na lang ulit natin dito yung correction. Negative 0 degree, 0 minutes, 8.4 seconds. So, kung para ma-adjust natin yung angles ng 5 angles na yun, i-add natin ito. Kasi, ibig sabihin yan, nagkulang. So, kailangan natin dagdagan yung mga angle. So, i-add natin ito. Itong corrections na yan. Negative, ibig sabihin nagkulang. So, kung para i-adjust natin yung angle, madagdagan siya, syempre kailangan natin i-add yung yung kulang sa bawat angle natin. Okay, so, adjusted angle. So, meron tayong, tingnan nyo na lang yung copy nyo ng module para masundan nyo to. Parang hindi na tayo babalik sa mga kabilang slides. So, meron tayong 83 degree, 7 minutes, plus 23 seconds, plus ito, yung correction, sabihin na lang natin correction is equal to, add nyo. So, meron tayong 83 degree, 7 minutes, and 22.2 seconds. Okay, so ganun lang din yung mga susunod. So, tignan na lang, 105 degree, 23 minutes, plus 1 second, plus yung correction. So, meron tayong 105 degree, 23 minutes, 9 seconds. Then 124 degree, 56 minutes, 48 seconds, plus correction. So, meron tayong 124 degree, 56 minutes, 37.2 seconds, 111 degree, 51 minutes, 31 seconds, plus yung correction, is equal to 111 degree, 51 minutes, and 27 seconds. So, last 114 degree, 41 minutes, and 27 seconds, plus yung correction, is equal to 114 degree, 41 minutes, to 24.6 seconds. So, dapat, kapag tinotal nyo na to, tong adjusted angle natin is mag-equal siya 150 degree. Kung nag-equal na siya sa 150 degree, ibig sabihin, tama yung adjustment na ginawa natin sa interior angles. So, nag-close lang, pwede na mag-close ngayon yung traverse natin. Okay. Okay, so next is traverse computation. Measured angles or direction of closed traverse are readily investigated before leaving the field. Okay. So the specifications have been satisfied. The traverse is then adjusted to create the perfect closure or geometric consistency among angles and lengths. If not, field observation must be repeated until adequate results are obtained. Okay. So the usual steps followed in making elementary traverse computations are: first, adjusting angles or direction to fix geometric conditions. Second, determining preliminary azimuth or bearing of the traverse line. Third, computing departure and latitude and adjusting them for misclosure. Fourth, computing rectangular coordinates of the traverse station. And last, computing the lengths and azimuths or bearing of the traverse line after adjustment. So, yun yung mga usual steps na ginagawa natin. So, after balancing the angles, the next step in traverse computation is calculation of their preliminary azimuth or preliminary bearing. This requires the direction of at least one closure within the traverse to be either known or assumed. For some computational purposes, an assumed direction is sufficient. And in that case, the usual determining the other direction. So, after balancing the angles and calculating preliminary azimuth or bearing, traverse closure is checked by computing the departure and latitude of each line. So, yan yung steps natin. So, para yung nabanggit dito na latitude and departure, ito siya. So, ito yung isa sa mga kinocompute natin para makuha natin yung correct na traverse natin. So, latitude of any line, ito, is the projection of north and south line. So, ibig sabihin, yung vertical line natin. So, it may be called as north or positive latitude or south or negative latitude. So, meron tayo ditong given figure. So, parang sa vector nyo, dun sa physics. So, meron tayong traverse or course AB. So, may course AB tayo. Para makuha natin yung latitude, di ba sabi yung latitude, projection siya ng north and south or south. So, ito siya. Kung nandito siya sa quadrant na to, ito yung magiging latitude natin. So, para makuha tong latitude na to, meron tayong angle dito sa loob. So, Sokatawa lang din siya. Alam niyo na kung pagkuha niyan sa physics nyo yung vector natin. So, departure of any line naman is yung projection ng east and west line. So, kung west departure is sometimes called negative departure, and east departure is sometimes called positive departure. So, kulang. Positive departure. Okay. So, para makuha yan, ito. So, meron tayong makukuha na formula gamit dito sa figure na yan. So, latitude ngayon is equal to L, which is ito, yung given course AB, times cos theta. So, nakuha yan dahil sa katawa. Okay, so, itong departure natin is equal to L times sine theta. So, yun lang yan. Tandaan nyo lang tong formula na to. Kung nakalimutan nyo, madali lang naman makuha dahil sa katawa. Basta tandaan nyo yung latitude is yung vertical, departure is yung horizontal. Okay. So, error of closure. So, in closed traverse, there is always an error. Hindi natin may iwasan yan. No survey is geometrically perfect until proper adjustments are made. For a closed traverse, the sum of the north and south latitude should always be 0. So, mamaya sa mga computations natin, para ma-check natin na tama na yung closure natin, kailangan yung north and south latitudes natin is maging 0. Ganon din sa west and east departure natin, dapat maging 0 siya. So, the linear error of closure or LEC is usually a short line of unknown length and direction connecting the initial and final station of the traverse. So it is approximately determined by plotting the traverse to scale or more exactly by computing the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So whose sides are the closure in latitude and the closure in departure respectively. This quantity reflects the algebraic sum of all the accumulated errors of measurement, both in angles and distances when running the traverse. So the length of the line error of closure and the angle that is that this line makes with the meridian is determined by the following equation. Okay, so nakuha natin to. Meron tayong formula ng LEC or linear error of closure is equal to square root of CL square plus CD square. Where yung CL natin is the closure in latitude or the algebraic sum of north and south latitude. So, nakuha lang din tong formula na to dahil sa vectors. So, yung meron tayong given na summation ng north and south. So, yun yung CL natin. Then, closure in departure and the algebraic sum of the east and west departure. Yun yung CD natin. So, ganun lang din yung pagkuha ng linear error of closure natin. Gagamit lang tayo ng, ito nga sabi, more exactly by computing the hypotenuse of the right triangle whose sides are the closure in latitudes and the closure in departure. So, parang yung sa vector natin, di ba, after natin makuha lahat ng horizontal and vertical components nung vector natin, yung summation nun is yung pagkuha nung correct vertex natin. Vertex, correct vector. Okay, so, ayan na. So, meron tayong theta is the bearing of the sides of error. Bearing yan. Tandaan nyo, bearing angle of the sides of error. So, if the linear error of closure is excessive, so sobrang laki ng naging error, it indicates that a mistake has been committed during the field measurement. So, hindi lang siya error, mistake na siya. Or in plotting the computing the first data. The first step then would be to check all the calculations to make sure that the mistake is not in the calculation themselves. So, kung masyadong malaki yon nakuha nyo, try nyo ulit i-check yung computation nyo, baka dun lang nagkamali, hindi naman dahil may mistake na nangyari sa pagkuha ng data. So, the fieldwork should either be checked or repeat if after recomputation, the error of closure still does not come within the expected limits. So, kung sobrang laki pa rin siya nung na-recompute nyo na, ibig sabihin dun na talaga kayo nagkamali sa pagkuha ng data. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan nyo talaga ulit mag-survey. So, i-check nyo ulit yung survey nyo kasi mistake na nangyari, hindi na mismo error. So, alam nyo naman na yung difference ng mistake and error dun sa first lecture natin. Okay. So, meron tayong given formula ng relative precision, RP. So, RP ngayon is equal to length or linear error of closure over total length of perimeter of traverse. Okay, so example ng pagkuha ng latitude and departure. So, meron tayong given tabulation. So, the given tabulation below are notes of an open traverse. Determine the latitude and departure of each course and tabulate observed and computed values accordingly. Okay, so meron tayong given na open traverse. So, AB, course AB is equal to 550.30 meters and may bearing siya na north, 28 degree, 10 minutes east. So, ganun din sa BC, CD, DE, EF, FG. So, may mga given distance and bearing din siya. Okay, so solution. Kunin natin yung latitude and departure. Okay. So, sa departure muna tayo, latitude muna tayo. Okay. So, determine latitude. Okay, so meron tayong sa latitude ng AB, ng course AB. So, meron tayong formula ng latitude, di ba, na is equal to L. So, meron tayong L is equal to times cos theta. Okay, so meron tayong given naman na distance, given din yung bearing natin. Okay, so meron tayong 550.30 times cos theta natin is yung bearing. So, meron tayong 28 degree 10 minutes is equal to, since nandun siya sa latitude natin is yung horizontal, di ba? Vertical, north or south. So, kung nasa north tayo, so ibig sabihin positive to. So, meron tayong positive 485.13 meters. So, latitude natin sa BC, so meron tayong given distance na 395.48. Cos, bearing natin is sa south, so meron tayong 69 degree 35 minutes. So, south siya, so negative. Answer is 137.96 minutes. So, latitude, C, D. So, meron tayong given distance na 462.70. Cos, meron tayong bearing, south. So, meron tayong 27 degree 50 minutes. So, negative is equal to 409.17 meters. Latitude, D, E. So, meron tayong distance na 631.22. Cos, bearing natin is sa north. So, 50 degree, 50 degree. So, is equal to, so, ito siya. So, north siya. So, positive 405.74 meters. So, latitude, E, F. So, EF na. Is equal to, distance natin na 340.05. Bearing times cos bearing is 25 degree 5 minutes. Is equal to, so nasa south, so negative 307.98 meters. Then last, latitude ng course FG is equal to 275.86 cosine east. So, ibig sabihin, 90 degree. Is equal to 0 meters. Okay, so horizontal siya, ibig sabihin, parang yung sa Due is, ibig sabihin horizontal lang tong length natin na FG. So, wala siyang latitude. Wala siyang vertical component kung vector siya. Okay. So, next is determine departure. So, para makuha natin yung departure, meron tayong formula ng departure na L sine theta. So, depth is equal to L sine theta. Okay, so latitude, depth, departure AB is equal to 550.30 sine is to. So, ibig sabihin, yung departure natin dito is positive. So, meron tayong 28 degree 10 minutes. So, meron tayong positive 259.76 meters. So, departure BC is equal to 395.48 sine. Bearing natin is 69 degree 35 minutes. So, nasa is ulit. So, positive. So, 370.64 minutes. And departure CD. So, meron tayong length na 462.70 meters. Sine. Bearing natin is 27 minutes 27 degree 50 minutes. So, nasa is ulit. So, positive 216.04 meters. So, then departure natin ng DE. So, length na 631.22 sine. Bearing natin is 50 degree. So, nasa is ulit siya. So, positive 483.54 meters. Then, departure EF is equal to length natin na 340.05 sine 25 degree 5 minutes. Okay. Is equal to, so is ulit, so positive 114.16 meters. Then departure, last ng course FG is equal to 275.86 meters sine 90 is equal to positive 275.86 meters. So, equal lang din siya doon kasi horizontal lang naman yung course FG natin. Okay. So, in the above calculation, north latitude and east departures considered plus, and south latitudes and west departure considered minus. So, yun nga, negative. Okay. So, nakuha na natin yung latitude and departure. Dun sa mga adjustments sa next topic natin, sa part 2 ng lecture natin, kailangan ang first step lagi is yung pagkuha ng latitude and departure. So, hindi na natin isusulat yan. Ita-tabulate na lang natin. Substitute na lang natin yung formula yung values dun sa formula natin. Ayan. Ita-tabulate lang naman natin ito. So, madali lang to. Pag na-tabulate nyo na, kahit di nyo naisulat tong ganito kahaba, isulat nyo na lang yung final answers doon. Sa next topic natin, sa traversing, kasi mahaba yon. Ang first step dun yun ito. Okay, so ita-tabulate na lang natin. Okay, so next example, error of closure. So meron tayong given closed traverse. In a given closed traverse, the sum of north latitude exceeds the sum of south latitudes by 2.74 meters, and the sum of the west departure exceeds the sum of the east departure, 3.66 meters. So determine the linear error or LEC, linear error of closure, and the varying side of error. Okay. So meron tayong given na CL, which is yung summation ng north latitude and south latitude. So meron tayong given CL, which is yung summation ng north latitude plus south latitude. So is equal to positive 2.74 meters. So then meron tayong given din na CD, which is the summation ng south and east departure. So ED plus summation ng WD is negative 3.66 meters. Negative siya kasi yung, sabi dito, yung sum ng west departure exceeds the sum of east departure. So, west is negative. So, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung west natin kesa sa east. So, kaya siya nag-negative. Dito naman, positive siya kasi yung sum of north, sum of north latitude exceeds the sum of south latitude. So, north is positive. Okay. Huwag niyong kakalimutan yung signs. Magkakamali kayo dun sa pagkuha ng bearing side of error kung iba yung signs nyo. Okay, so kunin natin yung LEC. LEC natin is equal to CL square plus CD square. So, meron tayong square root ng So, meron 2.74 square plus negative 3.66 square. So, LEC natin ngayon is equal to 4.57 meters. So, kunin natin yung bearing side of error. So, meron tayong given formula na tangent theta is equal to negative CD over negative CL. CD natin is negative 3.66 over positive 2.74 meters is equal to, so meron tayong positive 3.66 over negative 2.74. So is equal to negative 1.33576. So kunin natin yung theta. So theta ngayon is equal to, inverse tan nyo, shiftan times negative 1.335766 or arctan. So meron tayong theta is equal to 53 degree 11 minutes. So ito na yung bearing of side of error. So meron tayong magiging south 53 degree 11 minutes east. South siya kasi yung CL natin is naging negative, yung CD naman natin is positive. Kaya south 53 degree 11 minutes is yung naging direction ng bearing natin.